Beyond the Villa, episode 3 and 4 starts. Three starts with Amaya and Brian meeting up, and he's apologizing to her. She received the apology, but she was saying how hurt she was, and then he was talking about how hurt he was with the things that people were saying, the backlash he was getting. But I will say Brian was whatever they're saying he did. It almost I'm thinking he did because he seems so guilty. But at least he apologized, I guess, and she accepted. She's a lot nicer than me because I don't know if I would have been able to. Brian was feeling good about his meetup with Amaya, so he talked to Pepe and was like, "Do you feel like you could meet with um, Iris and TJ?" And he was like, yeah, he'd be willing to, but basically, he's not about to kiss somebody's ass over whatever went on. But whatever went on with Pepe, though, I don't know. I think like them saying Pepe lied about something with TJ. I don't know, but when they showed the previews for the next episodes, he did look. It looks like Pepe might have said the things they said he did. I don't know though. But TJ and Iris are doing too much, and Hannah. They show Taylor and Clark. He's in where's she at? North Carolina. I forgot where she was, but anyway, he's there, and she's taking him with her to show him her cheer community. That was kind of cute. But when Clark was talking, and she was like, "I'm a what?" She said, "A world champion," and she said, "Told Taylor, you wouldn't know anything about that." This is the look on his face. He was looking at her friend, and I don't think he liked that. But you know what? In fairness, though, that seems like something Taylor would have said to her. So touche, I guess. Okay, this was the way Jeremiah looked at Chris. He took it was Jeremiah, Charlie, and Chris took them to yoga, and I guess Chris is really good at yoga, and this was the look on Jeremiah's face because it was so hard. Chris was doing this pose. Look at Jeremiah. He just could not believe that Chris had them in this hard class. They talked to Charlie, and they were flashing back to the reunion, and he was saying he just doesn't understand why there was any animosity towards him from Hannah. And I agree. He was like Hannah was seemed to be she was close to Pepe, but had beef for him, and he's doesn't understand why. Because if anybody should want to have beef or feel some kind of way, it should be him. He didn't say that, but I'm saying it. They get back to Clark and Taylor, and Taylor is trying to Taylor has his life planned out, and he is on track. He's in vet school, and he's very focused, and he wants Clark to be focused. Like, I don't know if he thinks she's not focused, but she's young. She has a lot of things up in the air. She's not sure what she wants to do. I think she wants to get into the influencing, maybe possibly, but she wants to be able to figure that out. And Taylor's like, you need to have a plan. If you move to LA, you're not. I don't know. He said you're not gonna have a car and money financially and all that. But and I get it being disciplined, but she has the room to kind of figure out what she wants to do. And I feel like he's trying to make it seem like she's not like she's flighty, and they're because they're two different personalities, and I don't know. I kind of don't like it for her, but I don't know. They Taylor, I don't know. Then they show Hannah because she's talking in her confessional about Charlie. I think she found out Charlie was going to be at their trip. They're all planning a trip to, or Bella's planning a trip to Palm Springs. And then Hannah goes, and I know this is so rehearsed, and I could tell she planned on saying this because she said it too many times. But she was like, if you guys expect me to to keep crying over a guy for 40 days and 40 nights that I only knew for 5 days, well, you're the one made us think it. You were sitting there crying, laying on the picture like it was a pillow. So yeah, maybe we did expect you to do that because you acted like it. And then she mentioned all the text messages about her doing Charlie dirty and how she's just mad at how it made her look. But that's not Charlie's fault. So they're in Palm Springs. Everybody made it there, and Charlie's talking in his confessional how awkward it kind of is, and he's not sure how to navigate this thing with Hannah because again he doesn't feel like she should have any issue with him. So they made dinner, the girls made dinner, and this pissed me off because it was like everybody was jumping on Charlie, and he was couldn't get his point across. He was being very calm. Hannah brought up about him going on a podcast and saying things and mentioning her, and she doesn't want to be mentioned. But didn't you do that to Pepe? But anyway, she was talking about how she doesn't want her boyfriend to look on the internet, open up his phone and see something's mentioned about Hannah. Okay, Hannah. And he listened until he couldn't take it anymore, it seemed. And he asked her, he was like, why was it that you seemed to have a problem with me, but you didn't have a problem with Pepe? And then, oh boy, everything Hannah said was about how he made her look or how people were feeling sorry for him. And he's in his confessional, he said it seems like she's more bothered that I'm looked at as the victim and she isn't, and she's not. And that is what it looked like. She's mad that people were taking his side because she did act like she was all in love with him and then got with Pepe. Just own it. And she got all mad because they showed a clip of Austin on a podcast saying that she did him dirty. So it's all about her being mad about how she made herself look. And then TJ jumped in and was like, man, you were talking about me and you told Pepe that I was too young and young for Iris, and you're glad she's with Pepe, and you were my friend. But Charlie then told him, no, that basically it was taken, that's not how it went down. It was kind of taken out of context because you were posting videos while they were still in the villa, I think, or yeah, and you were posting videos about Pepe, like there was a sign that said Pepe, like, and he posted that. And so Charlie said, and the reason I said that because they were basically mentioned, like Pepe and Iris were talking about how cringy TJ's videos were. And it was so awkward because it was just awkward because that happened. And Iris was like, well, we talked about it or whatever. No, you and Pepe were talking junk about TJ. And it was just awkward that Charlie brought it up. But y'all forced it out of him. Now here we go. Hannah's all Billy badass and she's going in on Charlie, right? And later, just prepare. She's prepare for the waterworks. And then Grayson was talking and she was saying Charlie was digging himself in the hole. No, he wasn't. He was not. She could have kept her comment. Now, Coco, I love her for this because she was like, she explained, she's like, Charlie's trying to get it. She basically said what Charlie, he was trying to get his point across and they weren't listening. And she said, no, he wasn't trying to dog on TJ. He was letting you know what they said. Or letting him know why he made the comment that TJ was young because Iris and Pepe were talking junk about how cringy his videos were. So Coco did get TJ's point across. And of course, all that rah-rah and you're in there crying. Ugh. Because you want to look like the victim.